have released the dog. I'm Lil Rick the gamer, do 100% gamer, bro. No one else working hard, I will do it for the damage. Can't contain my flow. I need to play a game for sure. Maybe RTS or RPG or maybe even MMO.
Gamer Dude 2088, and we're back for another Skylanders Ring of Heroes video. And today we're going back to square one, and we're finally at a point where we can break away both accounts, go do their own thing and everything. And we're going to specifically talk about the Wailing progression account first. Then in another video we're going to talk about the Beast progression account and all of that. So if you're following both, that's great. If you're following this progression over the other one, that's fine as well. And also give the video a like if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Turn my post notifications on so you can be the first to view my content. Catch me live Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern until I'm done at twitch.tv/gamerdude2088. Now let's talk about some things here. So we have gotten to a point finally where we got our KK, also known as Crypt King. We finally got him. He's probably the main unit that you'll be focusing on for this team. And I have to say, big shout out to Anabrax, because I'm piggybacking off of the challenge we had, what he has done, what he has presented, and he has a really long video that you should watch that kind of goes through the whole progression. But I'm going to give you a play-by-play, step-by-step into this in particular progression, I guess the way I do it and as best as I can explain it and everything. But with Crypt King, we did start off focusing on Elf, because Elf is probably the best thing you can start off with anyway, since they give you so many pieces going through the quest line. Granted, you was following the quest line, but on both accounts we're up to the second part of the quest, and the first part ends at Pinata after you get through the second part, and you get all the way to 7, I believe. Yeah, 7, where you face Pinata, which is a pain for real, because I had to manual it on both accounts, and you probably gonna have to manual it too. This was all done with mostly 3-star rooms. I think I had a few 4-star rooms. Not that many, up to +9. But I believe Crypt King, yeah, because Crypt King has elf rooms, and this one I just took to +12 afterwards on a 4-star. So if you paid attention to the videos prior to, all 3 stars can go as further as to +9. 4 stars can go as further as to +12, and I wouldn't take them any further. It's already hard enough to go +12. I remember when my first account I was trying to go just to +9 on them, and it was a pain trying to progress that way. So +12 is a good benchmark, and I don't really have the most optimal rune sets, but generally what you're trying to aim for in your runes, and let's talk about that for a minute, is attack, HP, defense is fine if that's all you have, and attack on slots 2, 4, and 6. So 2 will be attack, preferably this early on flat attack, because it scales better with your low base stats, and once you get them past a certain point, level 60, maybe 5-star or so, at that point, once it scales to I think it's 4,400 something attack as a base, then percent will be better. Same way with defense and HP. Once it reaches a certain threshold, it will scale higher off a percent, so flat stat will be better. As well as your 1, 3, and 5 will always stay the main stats. I wouldn't worry too much about subs early on, at least not until you start actually farming the rune dungeons themselves, which is no time soon, because you're going to spend most of your time in scenario. Another thing that I want to point out, I did pull Nightfall early on, and if you do pull Nightfall in your early game progression, build Nightfall. Nightfall is really good to have. A strong DPS she is, and you want to go the same way. I have crit here, but it was all that I have, but you would go attack, HP, attack. You see, I don't have the most optimal runes or anything right now, but that's what you would pretty much do in further, sir. Now, we did have to get Gorilla up to 40 for the Master E9, but we went into building Whirlwind as our healer for the most part, because we also need Whirlwind for the Master E9 as well. And Whirlwind, you do need to get attack for heals to like heal up. So if you could, I would go attack like HP attack or attack HP. If you can get the runes for it. And once you get the runes for it, now at this point you will more likely go Elf, Crypt King, and Whirlwind. But if you have whatever your Nat 5 may have been, what do we pull? We pull Stormblade. So Stormblade will be a great option if you did have it. If you know from the previous videos where I was talking about the Nat 5s, that will be good to start off with in your early game progression. You can use any of those, that is fine. If you pull a 4-star attacker, whatever, or a 4-star DPS or whatever, they'll be fine to utilize as well. But for the most part, we're going to go for our team being Crypt King, Hex, and Flashwing for this progression in particular. So like I said, we was losing Nightfall for the most part just because Nightfall was a strong carry, but not necessarily needed. Just make progression a little faster. The same way if we were to just continue to have built and use Stormblade, progression will be a lot faster in that regard. But we're trying to be as F2P as possible. I mean, the account itself is F2P. The units is all by chance of what you pull. But with the team that I'm recommending that you build, if you can't pull any of the OP units, you still have these units to use in the background. Now let's go ahead and check out our Master E9's guide. We already got Gorilla done, so we're looking to rush Hex as soon as possible, and there's a couple ways of getting her within the rewards. The first set here, where is it? Is getting Gorilla and Flashwing dug. At first I was going to go this route until I realized that Flashwing is a lot harder to get early on, and it's going to take a while and you have to do some grinding to get her, but she's going to be important because she's going to be a part of your team anyway. But the easier ones to be will be Whirlwind and Crypt King, since you get Crypt King early. Since you get Whirlwind early on and Crypt King as soon as you get into the 8th stage, which is right here. So soon as you can get in here and start grinding in there, you will start farming for the Crypt King. But early on, you work towards your Whirlwind and build her up, because she's going to be important. We were using Gorilla Drilla in the beginning because I like Gorilla Drilla. He's pretty cool, but you're going to swap to Whirlwind once you're able to get Whirlwind. Now, when it comes to farming for the pieces, because I believe we're up to like doing normal, we haven't yet cleared any hards yet, but you want to get your daily pieces from the units that you will be building. Of course, you will be using Stealth Elf early, so you will be getting those for her even in this progression. But you'll be wanting to farm your Whirlwind pieces as well as your Crypt King pieces for this progression in particular. Those are going to be the most important ones, and once you get to the point of being able to get Flashwing, you will get those pieces for your daily farm. Now you can grab the other ones at your leisure if that's what you're going to do, but it takes a really long time to do this, so I recommend just focusing on the units that you are building and the units that you will be building and towards the future, which we will also cover later on in another video as well. But just focusing in on those units. So this is furthest that we've been able to go into the account with the current rune quality that we have, which once again isn't super great, not the most optimal. Didn't level that up because block rate does nothing for us early on. That's more of a late game stat. The same with crit. We didn't really level it up past 3 because it does nothing for you early on. It's more of a later game stat. So more likely we're going to get them off of these runes, and I'm glad Anabrax did put out his video before I recorded this one in particular, his major video, because I always recommend you farm your 5-star runes here first, get your 4 stars, get them maxed up, then use those 4 stars to get you your 5-star rooms on the, not easy, but in the hard stage there. But what we're going to transfer over to is here inside of the Misty Bog, and we're going to work ourselves towards getting the 5-star rooms on the hard mode here, so we can have resist sets, because resist sets is going to be important going into Wailing because of what the boss does, which casts diminish on you, which does a lot of damage that ticks every turn that it's up, plus a bunch of other debuffs that are not your friend. So you want to protect yourself. You know, when they bringing them STDs, you're going to need some condoms, because you're going deep in there. You're going deep, and you want to go strong, go hard. So you want to protect yourself, stay strapped up. So that's gonna be what you're gonna need going into your Wailing progression there. So at this point, you probably got Hall of Chaos open. Is gonna be imperative to get your friends list filled out, and you want to check your friends list frequently to know, who. That's not where the friends list is. To see who's active on your friends list and who's not. We see we got some people that's already inactive for a few days, and we got somebody that want to join. We can just add some people. My friends list is full. That's not good. We got inactive people. We're going to kick them because you want to make sure you can get as many as you can that's going to have dungeons open for you, so you can farm for one of the two. Okay, and now let's just go ahead. One of the two, and we're just gonna click and click. All right, that one's full. Just click all of these until we can get them in there, and hopefully they accept us. All right, so we're just gonna stop there. But you want to make sure you can get as many of the standard dungeons and possibly extreme dungeons open. Don't worry, you're not going to be able to really do too well starting off. I think I get like one piece for a clear because I try to manual the runs, because this early on is really difficult to try to auto, and you'll end up not getting any pieces at all. And I try to get one. For this account, I'm focusing on Chompy Mage, because I believe Chompy Mage is pretty decent. His heals is really strong. The only problem I have with him personally is his cooldown. His cooldown after he deactivates or he gets taken out is 60 seconds, which is a really long time. So you're not going to see him as often, but he's still decent nonetheless. A lot of people will recommend Gopher, which also is really great. Is really great to go as well. So you can choose between either or. Gopher might be the superior in the options, but for this account and this progression in particular, I'm going to go with Chompy Mage, because I believe he's decent and he can be beneficial and helpful for your team in that regard. So after farming a little bit of chaos, you get your talents here. You want to stay away from duels early on, because PvP is not important to progression. So since your units are going to be mostly undead, Hex and Crypt King, I've been put in, well, is it on this account? Or I don't think I did any on this account. Okay, so we are going to put as many as we can into our attack on the undead. We have enough for one, so we're going to go ahead and level that up, so we can make sure we level up our undead talent as much as possible for PvE. We're going to also be using Flashwing, which Flashwing heals based off of HP. So we're going to go ahead and put one into Earth. Make sure you read, because up here is life and down here is Earth. Attack for Earth. Yeah. And we're going to put one, well, we don't have enough for one, but we will once we get there, because they're going to be the main team and that's going to be your main focus. So you'll put a HP into your Earth and attack into your undead, so you can get the most out of them going into your progression. Because right now we're farming as much Crypt King as possible, because once we get him 4-star and up to level 40, I believe that's on the Master Enons. Let's check, double check, triple check. Need to get him 4-star level 50. So we got to get Whirlwind to level 50, 3-star, and Crypt King to level 50, 4-star. So once we get them there, then we'll be able to get our pieces for Hex, summon Hex, and get Hex in our team. We're going to take out Nightfall, unfortunately, but that's cool, because that's what we're going to do for the progression, because a lot of you might not be lucky enough to pull Nightfall, to have Nightfall in your team to be able to do it, but you're going to need the diminished stacks anyway from Hex, because they're really strong. Hex is really strong, and it's going to be important. But the best part is later on this account, I'm able to combo Hex, Crypt King, and Nightfall together. Yay! But that's for a later video that we explain, if you're fortunate enough to pull that unit and you're doing this in particular progression through Wailing. But that's pretty much where we are right now, and where you should be working towards once you get to that point. We still got to do some farming here for our lady Whirlwind, get her to 3-star, so we're gonna do a bit of that as well. But once we get them all level up, get the runes that we need for them in particular, and start pushing towards getting into that next phase, getting those 5-star runes. And hopefully we can have Hex by then. I'm hoping for maybe, yes, I don't know. But we'll play it back here. But until then, this is the Gamer Dude signing out. I hope you enjoyed, and this guide is pretty beneficial to you. Deuces.